Airport security loopholes. If you think they've all been closed since September 11th, think about this. Why isn't all checked baggage being x-rayed? And why aren't checked bags being matched with their owners? Eye on America investigates tomorrow on the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather.
In France today, a gunman attacked pedestrians in the city of Tours. Police describe him as, quote, a homicidal maniac. 4 people were killed and 8 wounded when the man opened fire with a shotgun near the city train station. The 44-year-old suspect, a railway worker, was eventually captured in an underground parking garage. Japan's parliament voted today to ease that country's constitutional prohibition against military operations in other countries, clearing the way for Japanese forces to join the U.S.-led campaign in Afghanistan. Japan is expected to limit its role to logistics and other support services and to remain well away from any actual fighting. Tonight's Eye on America examines a part of the home front defense against terrorism, one traced with high-altitude vapor trails over American cities. Those trails are from fully armed U.S. military fighter jets, and as CBS's Richard Schlesinger reports, their pilots know all too well what they might be ordered to do.
Cover 2971, runway 23, Gage.
Gage 1, notice ground taxi, runway 23.
The Air National Guard pilots at Otis Air Force Base on Cape Cod are used to scrambling against unidentified foreign military airplanes. Now it's a new world and a new mission.
Worst case scenario, I think everybody understands that we could be asked or ordered to shoot down a commercial airliner.
Gage 1's cleared for takeoff.
On any given day since September 11th, F-15 fighters take off for New York and other cities on what's called combat air patrol, the last line of defense if another plane heads for another building. The pilots cannot be identified for security reasons. We flew with them on a recent mission over New York.
Tango 35.
They can refuel in midair and stay up for hours. The planes are heavily armed with missiles, just in case.
I can honestly say I never in my wildest dreams expected to be flying combat air patrols over New York City. Never in my wildest dreams.
Up until now, it's been almost impossible for a fighter pilot to contemplate shooting down an airliner. But it may be more difficult for these men. They are fighter pilots only part-time.
My other job is a 767 pilot for a major airline now.
They all fly for the airlines, and the pilot we flew with knew one of the hijacked pilots.
I was quite a good acquaintance of one particular pilot.
You say good acquaintance, I mean close
friend of mine, yes.
Could you put a commercial airliner in your gun sights and pull the trigger or push the button?
Yes.
There's a reason. The answer is unequivocally yes. I can only imagine if I had to come back after shooting down an airliner full of people that I swore to protect, that I'm going to feel bad about it for a long time. May never sleep again at night. But that's not going to stop me if that order comes from execution, because that's what I've been trained to do.
There's been a lot of talk about the changing face of war, and few people have seen it as close up as these pilots, who have to lie in wait for an enemy who could well appear again in American skies, in American planes, filled with American citizens. In New York, I'm Richard Schlesinger for Eye on America.